Hi, and thank you for joining me on Chat Sports Talks. My name is Chad, and once again, we dive into the world of sports. On this episode, I'll give you my predictions for the 2021 NFL season to include division winners, wildcard teams, and possible Super Bowl matchup. First, I'd like to begin with the AFC East. In my opinion, this is a division for the Bills to lose. Josh Allen has become a studded quarterback. He's one of the premier quarterbacks in the league right now. With Emmanuel Sanders a key target wide out, they should be a pretty dominant offense. On the other side of the ball, the Bills' defense is just notoriously good and will cause headaches. However, it will not be a cakewalk in the East thanks to the retooled New England Patriots. Now, Bill Belichick has now selected Mac Jones to lead this charge. He has shown quite promise in the year versus Alabama, leading to the tie to the national championship. He has actually outplayed Cam Newton in the preseason to earn the starting job. There's enough pieces in there that makes the Patriots look like a Bill Belichick type of team. They could make a scary run. Right behind them, I got Tua and the Dolphins. Tua showed poise as a young quarterback, especially after his devastating injury in Alabama. And things should go in the right directions for Miami. However, I think they'll finish third in that division. And bring up the rear of the AFC East is Zach Wilson and the Jets. Zach Wilson is a phenomenal quarterback with a great arm, and he's definitely an improvement in what they had. Unfortunately, there's not much else there right now. Zach Wilson will definitely keep the Jets in games, but because of the lack of really talent, they will kind of fall short this season. We'll head up to the AFC North. And here, Cleveland is primed to fire on all cylinders to take the division crown by a couple of games. When the offense is loaded with Baker, Chubb, Landry, Beckham, they will cause some defense some fit. Speaking of defense, the Cleveland defense is poised to be dominant and give opposing offenses some trouble. And everyone's got them praise locked pretty high. And you heard some experts actually put them all the way to the Super Bowl. However, I believe they would get knocked out in the first round. Falling close to the Browns would be Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens. This is just a well-coached team on both sides of the ball. It'll definitely be still in the contention for most of the year for the division crown, and will definitely make it into the playoffs. Behind them, of course, I have Big Ben and the Steelers. I have the Steelers coming back. They'll be back in the playoffs. Edging out the Patriots for that last spot. Behind the running attack of their rookie sensation, Najee Harris. He possibly may become Rookie of the Year. While Cincinnati still work in progress moving forward, Joe Burrow is going to come off that devastating injury he had last season. He will light up the field, but that offensive line is going to be scary for him in making that team at least competitive within NFC North, which is just dominated by the other three. Down south, it's all about the Titans. Tannehill has that team running or firing on all cylinders, and Derrick Henry is just running over defenses. They'll continue to go and dominate, and that defense will cause headaches as well. They'll definitely have no issues taking the South. Behind them I got the Colts. And I think the Carson Wentz experiment they're going to have at Indianapolis will come with some disappointing results, and you'll just miss out the playoffs. While the Jags will struggle under rookie head coach Urban Meyer and their rookie sensation Trevor Lawrence, they will show some flash performances and could lead to successful things in year two under Urban Meyer's tenure. Well, down there in H-Town, it's just going to be a dumpster fire. The team has no identity. They don't know where they're going. They don't know if Deshaun Watson's going to be back. It's going to be a mess. And I think they're going to be the number one pick next season, in next year's draft. In the AFC West, that's Mahomes' world. And he's playing in it, and he's going to enjoy his time. However, it's not going to be a cakewalk in that division. I'll have the Chargers nipping at their heels, being led by Herbert, and it's actually going. And they got some talent on that defense, so we'll see. But they're definitely going to be in the playoffs. And I got Denver as a solid 3. Bridgewater is definitely an upgraded quarterback, and the Broncos defense is no laughing matter either. So it's just going to be, they're going to be missing the playoffs, unfortunately. That'd be like the number 10 team in the AFC. So we'll see what happens the following season with Denver, but they're definitely heading in the right direction. And unfortunately with Las Vegas, I just think they'll have a hard time covering the bets. Maybe they make a grab at Cam Newton if he's still out there. Maybe make a key addition in the offseason. But otherwise, I'd see them just not being competitive overall, except for within the division, which always seems to be the case. All right, now we're going to jump on the NFC. We're going to start off with the NFC the East. So right now, Dallas, on paper, just looks phenomenal, and they should run away with this division. And their offense, hands down, is probably one of the best in the league if they can stay healthy. Zeke looked like he's back in form. Dak coming back off of his injury, devastating injury. Let's say that shoulder holds up. He had that shoulder issue during the preseason, so we'll see how that kind of goes. Their defense is what is going to be the key for them. And they got a great anchor point and linebacker from Micah Parsons coming out of Penn State. He's a phenomenal athlete. He's a ball hog. He's definitely going to, cause some issues. But speaking of defenses, Washington's is phenomenal. Chase Young's got that team firing all cylinders. He'll definitely raise some havoc. And they gave Tampa Bay some issues in the postseason last year. So I have a feeling their defense will still be the same. And now they have Ryan Fitzpatrick as quarterback, which is definitely a better quarterback than what they had. But with Fitzpatrick, you get Fitzmagic or Fitztragic. If he maintains enough Fitzmagic to get the offense firing on at least decent cylinders and keep the team in contention, and that defense will take care of the rest, and they'll win back-to-back division titles. Now, nipping at Dallas and Washington's heels will be the Giants. Barkley's healthy. If he stays healthy, he's going to be the focal point of that offense as long as Jones can minimize his mistakes. The Giants will actually be a decent squad this year. At both sides of the ball, they're well balanced. They're definitely moving in the right direction. So we'll see what happens next season. In terms of Philadelphia, Jalen Hurts, fortunately, he comes in a situation now where the 2-star quarterbacks of the franchise are now gone. The head coach is now gone. Most of his weapons are still there, but I think this is just a team that's kind of lost a little bit of their identity, and they need to find it. And it's a shame because Philadelphia is a storied sitting in the Eagles franchise is a storied franchise who finally won a championship a few years back. So it's just a matter of time for the Eagles to fly again. As for the North Division, and if you all know the old NHL divisional setup, you understand this is the NFC North. It's going to be Aaron Rodgers just leading a score tour 2.0. He's just going to just guide this team through the division, no issues, on his way to Super Bowl. Next, I have the Vikings edging the Bears for second. As you can tell, I hate to say that. I believe the Vikings defense will be better, and if the offense can stay healthy, and Kirk Cousins can actually, be a good quarterback as he has shown, they should be competitive, but they're not going to make the playoffs. As far as Chicago, there's so many things I can probably say with this one. I'm not happy that Dalton is starting the season. I am happy that they do have Justin Fields. And he showed that he's just more of a college quarterback, and he's actually shown some brilliance in the preseason. But once again, that's a preseason. With the first game being against the Rams, I said go ahead and sacrifice Dalton and see how long he can last. Hopefully he doesn't fall victim as he did in Dallas, but he won't be the same quarterback he was in Cincinnati. And that's what you got to remember. He is nowhere near that level anymore. Fortunately with this, I think Chicago's going to miss the playoffs. Pace is able to keep his job because he's able to finagle a deal to get Justin Fields, but Nagy will find himself looking for employment afterwards. And well, Detroit, with Jared Goff leading the charge now. Remember, this guy was in the Super Bowl a few years back, and now he's in Detroit that just doesn't have anything really there. They're trying to develop an identity, but they're just not. They're just a declawed cat right now in Motor City. As far as the NASCAR division, or the NFC South, Tampa Bay is just going to take the crown, I think, hands down. I mean, when you got all those starters returning, and all fluid, and they're all working together as long as they stay healthy, there should be no issues with Tampa Bay and the Buccaneers taking the division crown. Right behind them, Sean Payton and Jameis Winston will have the Saints marching right behind them, nipping at their heels. Well, I think there's going to be some games that's going to slip away from the Saints, and they'll have them just barely miss the playoffs. Well, the Panthers and Falcons, well, you just have to wait till next year with these two and just see what happens. Out west, this will probably be the toughest division in the league. And I do believe that the 49ers, despite a Jimmy G injury, will win the division crown thanks to Trey Lance. They saw something in Trey, and he's shown some brilliance in the preseason, so we'll definitely see if that works. But Shanahan should have both these quarterbacks ready to go. This defense is still a phenomenal unit. As like I said, health is also always an issue. But Jimmy G, he's known to get injured. And you know when he gets injured, the 49er season goes south. But Trey Lance was able to right that ship and at least get them to a division crown. Right behind them is going to be the number one defense in the league, the Los Angeles Rams. Sam Darnold will get that unit just to terrorize offenses and be in the backfield more times than the running back. While Matthew Stafford will ensure that the offense is running efficiently and effectively, and the Rams, I foresee, will be in the NFC title game but lose to Green Bay. Now behind LA, of course, Russell Wilson, Seattle, no brainer. This is still a quality team. Nothing's starting to go on the downhill a little bit. They need to get that fusion of younger talent to kind of help this team maintain. Metcalf is a huge asset that will just run away from everyone. In the fourth spot, of course, is going to be Arizona. But fourth in the division, it's not bad. This is a stacked division. And Murray's going to have this offense running. I mean, you got Hopkins and Fitzgerald as your two wide receivers. I mean, that's just phenomenal right there. And I'll say Arizona will get that last spot. It'll be the first time that all four teams from the same division will be in the playoffs. Now, in terms of the Super Bowl 56 now in LA, in a brand new SoFi Stadium, which will be it looks like a very beautiful facility. And I already told you, Aaron Rodgers is going to have the pack in it. But I believe this is going to be a State Farm Civil War. Now, if you're not sure what I mean, Aaron Rodgers is a spokesman for State Farm. He does a lot of funny commercials. So it's Patrick Mahomes, and the Chiefs going to be right there with him. And I have the Chiefs edging out Rodgers to get their second crown in 3 years out of 3 trips. Now, I know a lot of experts have penciled in a rematch of last year's Super Bowl with Kansas City, Tampa Bay. Well, I'm not taking anything away from Tom Brady. He is the GOAT, hands down. But I do have him losing in the second round to the Rams. So, I mean, it's football. Anything can happen. These are my predictions for the upcoming season. I know Kansas City winning championship is not, a stretch of it by any means. But let me know what you think. Leave a comment. Hit like if you wish. Maybe even subscribe. And I'll see you next time on Chad Sports Talk.